Hi guys, it's that time of year again, time to vote in the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. I have my friend Graves with me.
Hey everybody.
And I'm Kira, and this is our third year in a row doing this, going through the Crunchyroll Anime Awards categories and putting in our votes. And I'm sure we'll have a ton of opinions to throw at you guys. So let's just get started. Do you have anything you want to say before we get started?
All I can say is maybe a quarter of our opinions will actually be good. I,
Maybe.
I think at least a quarter of my taste is probably suitable for the general public.
We have kind of looked through the categories, but we haven't yet clicked on the categories, so we don't know what has been nominated yet, so it'll be a surprise to us. The only gripe that we've had about this is that the layout is a little bit questionable.
It's kind of hard to navigate, seems like, because it's more of a tab style this year than a scroll banner, seems like.
We're gonna start out with Anime of the Year. So, are you ready for this?
Let's do it. I mean, let's
Okay.
just go ahead and jump in.
We decided we were debating, do we want to do it first, do we want to do it last? We're just gonna get over with. I'm gonna click on it, Anime of the Year. And this is, wow, not surprising
Ooh.
at all, honestly.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are you serious? They didn't put now, I'm not saying I would have voted for this, but I am saying that I'm surprised that Chainsaw Man is not on here, but is it just because maybe we only have half a season right now, like not the full season?
I'd say so. It's possible they kind of tried to lean away from stuff in the winter season, I guess.
You know, I look at this and I'm not immediately shocked by any of them, but I am happy because my favorite anime of the year is on here.
So you already know which one you're voting for, huh?
Yeah, none of these particularly don't deserve to be here, so I'm okay with that. I mean, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, I mean, as good as I'm sure Mappa has done on it, it's just Attack on Titan has been on here, I think every year that we've done it because the final season, like, keeps having more and more things. So that's a little bit annoying, but I'm going with Licorice Recoil. I have my Licorice Recoil poster right here, and I am so thrilled for this to be on here. I thought Licorice Recoil, from, like, every aspect, from animation to characters, just the dynamic of the characters together was awesome. Dude, I'm so happy it's on here, so I'm giving it my vote for real.
Ranking of Kings I really enjoyed. Demon Slayer, of course, I've kind of had my fill of Attack on Titan at this point. Cyberpunk was really good, but
Cyberpunk is good, but it feels, oh man, I'm gonna get some, people might not really agree with me, but there's something that feels really Western about it. Like, it feels like, remember back in the day, there was like the Animatrix, and you have like kind of these weird Western ideas that are translated into anime, and so it's still very much anime, and it feels Trigger in a lot of ways, but there's still, like, it didn't even make my top 10 list despite how good it was.
overall, the storytelling in it, I didn't really like some of the directions they took. So
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. If you watch it to the end,
yeah.
I'm right there with you. Like, it just felt like we're going to pick this up and put it down, and it feels like they're not going to do anything else with it, which is fine, because for what it is, like, I think it's like 8, 9 episodes. It's good, but either way, I'm going with Licorice Recoil. I do have to type in my email here. Let me do that real quick.
I think I'm either going with Licorice Recoil or Spy X Family because I love Spy X Family so much, and it's been such a fun series to go through. So considering I'm not finished uh Licorice Recoil yet, I think I'm gonna go with Spy X Family actually.
Oh, okay, good. That would have probably been it's hard between Ranking of Kings and Spy Family for me because both are just so excellent. That would have been what I would have to pick between if Licorice Recoil wasn't here. But I think Spy Family definitely would have been my second pick if it wasn't for Licorice Recoil being on here. So,
Ranking of Kings would have probably been my second choice since I haven't finished the other, but
mm,
like all of these are honestly not surprising, and they're all good base series. So I can't really judge any of them too much, aside from just
right.
Attack on Titan being played out for me personally.
Right, for real, for real. Which one do you think is gonna win? I don't think Licorice Recoil stands a chance against any of these. I think that based on popularity wise, I think Attack on Titan could win it because a lot of people just watch it and they'll come on here and they'll immediately pick Attack on Titan. But I think Spy Family, it really took this year by storm, so I think Spy Family has a really good chance. I'm hoping that Spy Family can take it over Attack on Titan. I'm voting for Licorice Recoil, but I don't think it's gonna win.
I'm honestly between Demon Slayer and Spy X Family. I'm kind
Mm,
of tossing between those two because I'm hoping Spy X Family has a chance at it, but
mm,
Demon Slayer still does have such a huge following that I'm
yeah.
it could very well take it, and like I'm just gonna keep on trash talking Attack on Titan to be honest. Like
Like I don't have anything really against Attack on Titan. I've actually like kind of enjoyed the series and I've like gotten into the manga, but I'm just tired of seeing it on here every year. So I
that's
wanted to give
kind of
other
it for
things a
me
chance.
too.
Best original anime. I don't remember them having this category last year. They could have, but these are basically shows that don't have source material, don't have a manga, don't have a light novel, what have you. So also happy to see Licorice Recoil here. So we know what's gonna happen to me. The Orbital Children. I started the Orbital Children. It was on Netflix, but I never actually finished it. Birdie Wing, totally ridiculous. But for me, I'm just gonna have to go with Licorice Recoil.
To be honest, I don't know a ton about most of these. Like Vampire in the Garden and Licorice Recoil are the only two, so I'm actually gonna have to follow you on this one.
Yeah. I think Licorice Recoil probably does have this one. I think given that it's done by A1 Pictures, which is a really respected studio, Claris is a really popular musical group in Japan that did the opening, so I'm sure that brought in a lot of people. And I think some of these other ones might be a little bit too ridiculous for other people, like Birdie Wing, for example. So I think Licorice Recoil has a really good chance here. So yeah, I'm gonna give it my vote. Easy. Some of these are really like I never would have expected Birdie Wing or Healer Girl or even Orbital Shit, like any of these to get a nomination in anything. So I think this is a new category, which I'm really happy about. I think it kind of brings I wouldn't say obscure anime because it's like they all came out this year, but lesser watched anime into the playing field.
The layout is terrible, but like it
Mm.
does seem like they've added a couple of different categories that weren't here last year, because I don't seem to remember there being quite this many, to be honest.
Yeah, for real. So I will give them that. I love having this category is a really good one to have. Because then people also aren't just basing it on the source material that they've read. Like they're basing it like on just the anime, which is nice. Ready to move on to best character design? This is gonna be a good
Let's
one, I
do
think.
it.
All right. Oh, I'm really excited for this one. I'm a big character design person. So okay, what series? Oh, and then they have the artists, of course. So or the character designers as well. So we have Demon Slayer, Spy Family on here. I'm looking at Cyberpunk because despite how I feel about Cyberpunk, the character designs are amazing and super memorable, and the cosplays that have come out of it have been incredible. So I'm actually kind of looking at Cyberpunk.
I'm kind of doing the same thing because like I'm kind of trying to consider it from like an overall character design and then just like a appearance character design. It's really a toss up for me between like Cyberpunk and My Dress Up Darling, because like I do love a lot of the cosplays and characters and stuff from Dress Up Darling. There's just so much cool stuff in Cyberpunk to look at.
Yeah, and even the characters that don't have a very big role, like you can tell they really thought hard about the character designs. So, you know what? This might be the only time that I even vote for Cyberpunk, and I don't want to I don't want to be like, oh, I didn't really enjoy Cyberpunk. Like, there were definitely parts of Cyberpunk I like, and I think visually is where it stood out to me the most and what I liked about it the most. So I think for me, even though I enjoyed Ranking of Kings, Dress Up Darling, Spy Family more, I do have to give it to Cyberpunk for the character designs. They're out of this world, dude.
I think I'm gonna go with Cyberpunk 2, to be honest, because like as much as like I can say about like the flaws it had and stuff, some of the characters like were my favorite parts. Like I love Lucy's design and
Yeah,
like
it's so good.
all of them are just so good.
That's such an important part of anime for me is memorable characters, and through the design, they really nailed that for Cyberpunk. So I have to give credit where credit's due. So Cyberpunk it is.
One of my friends before I even watched it flat out told me that like, hey, you're gonna like Rebecca, and sure enough, I was like, okay, yeah, I get it.
Best animation. Okay, Okay, oh my god, I'm so let me just throw out here that I was first looking at this list when it first popped up, and I was like, okay, Demon Slayer, of course, Attack on Titan, of course. Ekibi's Sailor Uniform, I know it's not gonna win, but I feel in my I've never felt so incredibly passionate about what Cloverworks did with this series. Akebi's Sailor Uniform, for it being a school, kind of more of a slice of life anime, its animation's incredible. And I know it's not gonna win, but I am gonna put my entire love for this series into my vote. I think this should win. It's not, but I hope it can at least stand a chance.
This one's a little bit difficult for me, to be honest, because I love the visuals in Cyberpunk, but like they weren't the end all for me. Ranking of Kings is really good, but like I kind of feel like it's kind of an odd one to throw in with some of these.
Yeah, it's a little odd because I think from a character design aspect, that's where Ranking of Kings stands out. versus its
Yeah.
animation.
Attack on Titan, like I said, that's gonna be my thing. I'm just not even really gonna consider it because I'm just done with it.
Right, and like we know what Mappa can do, and
Yeah.
they've done an incredible job. Like you can't deny that, Attack on Titan, it does look incredible, and Mappa is such a reputable studio. But I'm not gonna vote for it. Everyone's gonna vote for it. I want to give these smaller shows like I Can Be Sailor Uniform a fighting chance.
Demon Slayer is kind of in the same boat. Like, Ufotable is like very well known for their animation. You can look at like the Fate series, basically just anything Demon Slayer they've done. Really,
Mm-hmm.
you see the quality. So it would be very easy for me to give it to Demon Slayer, which is kind of like my first instinct. I'm kind of wanting to give it to Spy X Family just because it was such a creative thing they did by like actually splitting the episodes between two studios and going back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, I actually love that concept because it was just kind of fun and it was something different. So I'm gonna give it to Spy X Family just for the two studio split.
I totally agree with that. I think I was a manga reader for Spy Family. I think you were too. I was a little bit worried about it being animated because there is some action in it, but a lot of it is talking and just goofiness and, raising the family and stuff like that. So Cloverworks and Wit Studios took it, and even the parts that didn't feel like needed really crazy animation or really vibrant animation for like scenes from the manga, they took it and made it look like I was watching like a high budget anime movie.
They really gave it like a polished feel because like when the like transitions between action and casual like happened, like they were very like interesting. Like some of the close-ups of the faces and the
Mm-hmm.
eyes and like just the suspense shots were like very very well done and very pretty. And then like you go back to just the having fun like goofiness again, and
Mm-hmm.
overall, like I said, like I just feel like it deserves like a chance at this.
My second pick, if it wasn't for Akabi Sailor Uniform, which thank God it's on here. If it wasn't on here, I was going to rage. So far, honestly, I'm very impressed that they have given that a fair chance. But my second pick would definitely be Spy Family.
So far, I mean, we've only gone through 4 so far, but I mean, there is kind of the normal trend we see of like, of course, the big ones are getting nominated quite a bit, but
Mm-hmm.
like so far, we're getting quite a bit of like little smaller ones tossed in too. So
I said in my top 10 anime of 2022 video, Akabi Sailor Uniform was on there, and I said that this better be nominated for Best Animation, and I'm so glad it's on here. I'm very relieved. So overall, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with what they've chosen here. I think it's really fair. Best new series, let's do it. What do they mean by best new series? I'm guessing they're just meaning stuff that's not continuing, not running. Okay, yeah, it seems that. Oh, oh,
oh,
oh, this is a good one. Okay.
oh,
Your boy Kong Ming is on here. We both know how we feel about that show.
this is
Hard.
hard.
Call of the Night. All of these are really good
I loved
picks.
Call of the Night. Just as a cosplayer in general, like My Dress Up Darling was fun. Like
It's so relatable.
it's got a special spot.
I feel like I want to give it to Licorice Recoil, but I feel like because I'm a little worried that your boy Kong Ming might not get a lot of other nominations, it makes me want to vote for it.
I'm having such a hard time with this one because like I'm trying to just rule them out one at a time. I can mark off Cyberpunk. I can
Yeah, same.
My Dress Up Darling, as much as I enjoy the concept and stuff, I wouldn't call it like best new series overall. So like
Mhm.
I can kind of rule it down into Spy X Family, Call of the Night, and your boy Kong Ming for me. That's where I'm like hitting the walls. I'm like, oh, which one of these do I want?
So I did watch all of these, and I think these are all fairly good picks. But yeah, I'm crossing out Cyberpunk. I think I am just gonna go with your boy Kong Ming because even though my favorite is technically like Licorice Recoil, like technically Licorice Recoil, Spy Family, and My Dress Up Darling were higher on my list personally than your boy Kong Ming. Your boy Kong Ming was like maybe 6 or 7 on my list. I'm gonna give it to it because I think going into it, reading the synopsis, looking at the key visuals and art for it, I was not convinced that this was going to be good. And then I think you specifically are the one that told me to watch it. And then within like the first episode and a half, I was totally hooked. So it was definitely the most like surprising series to me. So I think for that, I'm going to give it my vote.
I think most of the series that like you don't pick up instantly are me yelling at you to like watch them, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I told you exactly. Watch the first 2 episodes, trust me, and see if you like it.
Paripi Kome is, I will admit, I'm a very much much a judge a book by its cover person. I do it with anime. I've done it with manga since I was a kid, right? So sometimes I just look at how ridiculous this looks, and I'm like, maybe it's not for me. Maybe it's not for me. And it ended up being one of my favorite anime of 2022. So I'm gonna give it my vote for real.
I fully expect Spy X Family to win. That or Licorice Recoil, but like I'm expecting one of those to probably take it. I want to go with Call of the Night because I just love Call of the Night. I remember finding the manga and like starting it, hearing about the anime. The anime was fantastic. I think I'm going with your boy Kong Ming too, just because like it caught me like such just like a shell shock because I don't remember why I watched it. Like I was just like, this looks weird, and I clicked it and I got through like the first episode, and this is amazing.
It catches you off guard.
I'm going to give it to your boy Kong Ming because why not?
And for people who don't know, basically the premise of your boy Kong Ming is this like ancient Chinese warlord gets isekai'd to modern day Japan and meets a girl in Shibuya who wants to become like an EDM singer, and he helps her accomplish that goal. And I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but trust me, it's presented so well. It's funny. The animation's really good. I mean, this could have honestly also been up for best animation, probably.
It is honestly the one that I would say overall for the year was just out of nowhere dark horse favorite anime of the year. Like
absolutely.
Hands down, like I would give it to your boy Kong Ming. And anyone that's like on the fence about watching it, just give it 2 episodes.
Yeah, give it 2 episodes, and I was pretty hooked. The music's good too, obviously, because it's like about EDM music, but. Best continuing series. All right, duh. Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer's on here. I'm glad that JoJo's on here. That's very fair. Made in Abyss. Oh my god, Made in Abyss. I think I know what we're both gonna vote for. Let me. I'm voting Kaguya. Are you voting Kaguya?
No, actually.
What? I'm surprised.
So once again, Attack on Titan. Don't care.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer, it's had its like time the last few years. I still love Demon Slayer. Working through the entertainment district arc right now, and like it's really good. It's really good. Stone Ocean, I've actually not watched yet because somehow, like as much as I love JoJo, kind of let that one slip under the radar on me.
I only started the JoJo manga a few months ago, so I'm not caught up.
Honestly, I'm not a manga reader on JoJo. I'm purely anime, and
really?
I love the anime. Kaguya, I love Kaguya too, but like overall, I'm kind of like it's been on here the last few years too.
That's true.
And then
That's true.
Made in Abyss, I'm saving that one for like a particular rainy day that I just want to feel bad.
Yeah, I have had to mentally prepare myself so much to want to be in the mood to watch Made in Abyss, and that moment has not come yet. After season 1, I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
I've seen clips, and I'm gonna be honest, it lives up to season 1's pain and suffering.
Oh gosh, I'm not ready.
If you want, we can watch it sometime.
Oh god, I literally, you don't understand, like I have to pause it consistently. It's one of the few anime where I have to pause it and just really like just take a break, like take a mental break.
The one I'm voting for, oddly enough, is gonna be One Piece.
Really? Okay, so what's your deal there with One Piece?
This is for best continuing series, and overall, like One Piece normally, oddly enough, doesn't get tossed on these anime awards like that.
You know what? You're right.
When you think about continuing series, there is nothing really hardly that touches One Piece.
That's true.
It has been going a long time.
And I will say, I'm a slow manga reader for One Piece, and I will skip around in the anime, like what is it, Big Cake Island or something like that. Someone in the comments is gonna have to correct me because I haven't dove into One Piece a lot, but the Cake Island, I started watching that for the anime, and they do such a good job in that series of reeling you in, even if you don't know that much about it. Like, there's just something about the presentation, the animation, the way it's directed, that like even after all of these years and like we're like almost thousands of episodes in, it still holds up. So that's fair.
It. Like, it's not losing steam. Like, there's so many series that like once they got into it, they started losing steam, but like you still got so much content coming out for it as well, like One Piece Red, and it keeps building right now. So like I've actually got under this situation, like where it is asking what the best continuing series is, I honestly can't give it to anything but One Piece.
I think that's super fair. I think that's super fair. And yeah, you normally don't see it on here, so I'm still gonna go for Kaguya just because I do love Kaguya. I think every season it does get better. So I'm gonna give it to that. I don't think it's gonna win. Out of these, I think it's gonna go to either Attack on Titan or Demon Slayer, but One Piece could stand a chance.
I'm honestly kind of hoping that like there's a surprise upset and maybe like JoJo takes it.
Best opening sequence. Here we go.
Before I open this one, I have one thing to say.
Oh, if Kong Ming is not on here, we riot.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Chicka chicka bang bang.
Yes, I swear, if it's not on here, okay, I'm gonna click it. If it's not on here, oh my god, thank God.
Yes.
Did you open it? Oh,
First one.
thank you, Jesus Christ. Okay, it's so funny that I knew exactly. Now, that being said, this Fire by Franz Ferdinand, even though it's not like it's an older song, it's it's been out since the mid 2000s. It was the perfect pick for cyberpunk, I think. If Chiki Chiki Bom Bom was not on here, I would probably pick this Fire. But God, no, we're picking Kong Ming.
I don't hate any of these. Like, these are all actually pretty good openings.
I mean,
There's nothing that really stands out. Even Attack on Titan,
Yeah.
I can't say it's a bad opening. Yeah, I'm just going Kong Ming.
Mixed Nuts is instant classic from Spy Family. Every single category you've picked on just about has had Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer. I feel like there could have been, maybe take one of them off and give another show a chance.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in, and like we've seen Spy X Family, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, and even King's Ranking and Cyberpunk quite a bit.
Quite a bit. We're not picking like these odd ones out because we're not picking them because we want to be different. Like, we legitimately love your boy Kong Ming, and it's been so many years of Demon Slayer, so many years of Attack on Titan. Like, we really like new stuff, new things being brought to the table, and like Kong Ming really came out of left field for us.
Eventually you do get bogged down with the big names. One Piece, gotta give it continuing series, but like I wouldn't give it every category just because like even though they do so much new with it and keep bringing new life into the series, it's like it's still been around for a long time, and I'm aware of what it is. There's these new things that are like bringing new aspects to shows that I've not seen before, and I'm like, I love these, and like they deserve a time to really get their moment.
Next is best ending sequence, and I'll be honest, I don't usually remember a lot of ending sequences because I'm very much like, I gotta get to the next episode kind of person. But let's see. The Dress Up Darling one is good, but I really enjoyed... The song is really good for the Spy Family ending, but also I really love the animation. So I'm wondering... It says best ending sequence, so it doesn't just mean song. It means like the song along with the animation, like with the video. Lloyd and Yor and Anya just kind of going throughout their life in that video. I'm gonna pick comedy from Spy Family.
Comedy would probably be my second choice. I do love comedy. I agree with everything you said. Like, it's such a fun ending.
It almost feels like it could be an opening.
Exactly. My favorite based off of like just catchy and just like sucked me in. And I literally couldn't skip it. Call of the Night.
Call of the Night reminds me of something I would watch on Adult Swim, like really late at night. It just has that kind of style to it, and
It
along
really
with that
does.
ending, it's like
Now
nostalgic.
that you said that.
Right. It's like it somehow is like super nostalgic, even though it just came out this year. Ready to do the best score? All right. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit hard.
I'm just going straight away with Kong Ming.
Really? Okay, yeah, Kong Ming instantly does like come to my brain because Kong Ming is about EDM music. I'm gonna personally go with Spy Family for this one because what's that little track? It's like bum 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 bum. That thing, it's so spy-ish and so like every time that comes on, you know something crazy is about to happen or something funny is about to happen. I'm gonna go with Spy Family here. I think they did a really good job with the soundtrack.
The main reason I'm going with Kong Ming is it's literally a show that's based around music. I also love like when Kong Ming starts rapping. I just like the variety that they put into it, like the thought and like
and
how
there's,
much
like,
they
singing.
really worked on it.
Yeah, there's like whole freaking songs like singing and from multiple artists, and so that is a good pick. Best film. We're moving on to movies, which movies I don't keep up with anime movies as much as I do the series, but we'll see what they have.
Ooh.
Oh, I know what I'm picking. Already. In Japanese theaters, I actually saw Dragon Ball Superhero, which is, even though I'm not the biggest Dragon Ball fan, was actually really good. Unfortunately, I didn't see Bubble, even though I wanted to so bad. Some of these movies, it's hard to find them to watch legally in Japan with English subtitles, so I do go watch them in Japanese or whatever. But One Piece Film Red, even as someone who's not very kept up with One Piece, who's like really behind, the movie theater experience it's probably one of the best anime films I've ever seen. Honestly, one of the best anime theater experiences I've ever had was One Piece Film Red, so I'm giving it my vote easily.
I haven't watched Red yet, and as big of a One Piece fan as I am, like that's weird to say.
If you have a chance to see it in theaters, do it. I think it's probably out of theaters by now, but that is so it's really good in theaters.
And I've never actually heard of the Deer King. Like that one, I am not aware of at all.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I think this one was maybe on Japan Netflix or something. I personally have not heard of Inuo. Jujutsu Kaisen, I'll be honest, people in the comments are going to be mad at me, but I did not enjoy the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen at all, so I really just haven't had the motivation to like keep watching it, so I haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen 0. You know what? I'm surprised it's not on here. The Makoto Shinkai, there's a Makoto Shinkai film that I haven't seen yet. Suzume? I'm surprised that's not on here.
That is right.
Yeah, I wonder maybe they rolled it because it came out so late last year. Maybe they rolled it to the next year, but yeah, I'm surprised that's not on here.
For the ones that were given here, I'm actually going to give it the Jujutsu Kaisen 0, like because I watched that in theaters and it was kind of a different feeling for an anime movie because of how it actually tied into the show, because it actually dropped into the show really well.
You ready to move on to best anime song?
I am, and I'm curious what we're gonna get here.
Yeah, what does that mean? It just clicked in my brain. If it doesn't mean opening or ending, maybe it means song, like a specific song in the series? I'm not sure. All right, we'll click it. This must be a new category. I don't remember this. This is, so some of it's openings, some of it's endings, and then you have like New Genesis from One Piece Red, which that might get my vote, which is like the big song that's sung in One Piece Red.
I feel like it's a little bit redundant though that they did include openings and endings in here instead of like generalized songs. I guess it's kind of like they only have so much to draw on, but it is kind of like an odd redundant category. But I'm gonna give it Chicka Chicka Bon Bon again, just because if it doesn't end up winning like best opening, maybe it'll win this one. Like I don't know if it has a chance, but I really enjoyed it.
If I hadn't already voted for Chiki Chiki Bon Bon once, I would probably vote for it again, but I'm actually gonna go with New Genesis because like the Utasa, the that really makes such a good like opening part of the like opening sequence for the movie. So yeah, I'm going with New Genesis from the One Piece Film Red. Never thought I'd vote for One Piece this much in a Crunchyroll Anime Awards, but here I am. Best Director. This is always really fun. This is all repeats.
Right off the bat, like I can instantly rule out like Cyberpunk because I've already mentioned like most of my issues with it were with the storytelling.
I totally agree. I'm not voting for Cyberpunk either.
With Attack on Titan again, it's basically built its own air around itself.
You know what
you're
gonna
honestly, they could almost hand it to anyone and like they could make something out of it. And same to a point with Demon Slayer.
If you've been a manga reader, you kind of know what you're going to get. I mean, I say that, but I feel like I'm a manga reader for Spy Family, but then every time I go and watch the episodes, I feel like I'm getting so much more. Like, it's like Spy Family has put a lot of extra stuff into the series that wasn't into the manga and just really breathes life into the whole series. Spy Family is a really good pick here. Ranking of Kings is a good pick. I'm personally going to go with Licorice Recoil, and not even just because it was my favorite anime of the year, but because the dynamic between the two characters is something that I really haven't seen a whole lot in anime, I feel, and I will just say that the script writing and dialogue for this series is probably the single best I've ever seen in an anime, and I'm not, like, being over dramatic. Like, whoever wrote the script is a genius. Yeah, that follows through with directing, so I'm gonna have to go with Shingo Adachi for Licorice Recoil. I gotta give him my vote.
I am actually gonna follow you on this one because, to be honest, like where it is an original series, like this is like it actually being made. So I mean, also I'm like looking down now that you've like mentioned like how far down we are in the categories. And I think now we're kind of getting to like where we normally like start having fun because like we're getting to like character categories and then like genre categories. I feel like these next few are gonna be really nice.
We have best main character. I do not see best girl and best boy. What? How can they not have a best girl category? Oh my god.
They've
heartbroken.
Backed away from the waifu wars.
They were like, it's too violent.
Too much blood
it's
in there.
Too violent. Let's click best main character. and see who we get. Please let it be something. Oh my god, I clicked on it and it's like the screen didn't even change because it's just the same series over and over. I
Yeah.
swear if Aaron Yeager wins it this year, I'm gonna jump out of like a 28th floor window.
Aaron's character, like, it has developed, and I don't want to go too far into it, but his character development has changed massively over the course of the story. I wouldn't
He
like
gets
say
nominated
he's
so
the best
much,
main character. Yeah,
like every
like
year.
he has normal flaws that he falls into as a main character.
You know, I was about to say that like Cyberpunk, why did they pick David over like Lucy or something? But I did forget this is best main character, so technically maybe Lucy will show up in best supporting character because David is like technically the main character. But David, I do not like that. I do not like him from beginning to end. Was not a David fan whatsoever. Like every character around him deserved better. I'll put it that way. Boji, always a good pick. We talked about this last year, but I think he was on the best boy character category last year.
I think I actually picked him for best boy last year.
I may have too. Chisato, she is the main character. There's technically like two main characters kind of for Licorice Recoil. So maybe Takina is in the best supporting. So I might vote for Chisato, but Maureen Kitagawa and Lloyd Forger are also really, really good nominations.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and rule out Dress Up Darling, so I'm gonna go with Lloyd.
Oh, if you're gonna go with Lloyd, then I might go with Chisato just because I feel like Lloyd has a stronger chance than Chisato, so I want Chisato to have a fighting chance. She is such a fun, carefree character, and she's like a prodigy at being an assassin, but she takes her job so unseriously. That's the funniest part about it. Like, it's just funny to see someone be the best at something so dark and brutal, but then like be so funny and goofy about it. So I'm picking Chisato, but Lloyd Forger would easily have been my second vote.
Lloyd is the easy one because, like, it's fun seeing this, like, spy who excels at everything being thrown into this situation where it's like suddenly he's like having some difficulties, and like
Mm-hmm.
you see his character developing in ways it normally wouldn't have because he's having to adapt to family life, and as like the series goes you see him start warming up legitimately. So
Mm-hmm. I kind of want to vote for it so bad, but I'm still going to stick to my guns. But these are both great, absolutely great. Like, it makes up for the fact that Aaron's on here and David, but yeah, Lloyd and Chisato, these are both great. Great choices. Best supporting character, I think based on what we see here, I think I know who's going to be on the supporting character list.
yeah,
It's pretty
this will
obvious.
be the flip of the coin, I think.
Yep, exactly. Oh, it's
Oh.
not Lucy.
Oh,
It's
that
Rebecca.
was
I didn't even think that they would pick Rebecca over Lucy, but I'm glad they did because Rebecca. I watched Cyberpunk in English, and the English voice actor for Rebecca did such a good job, like an amazing
he
job.
really did.
That's a great pick, despite my feelings on Cyberpunk.
I love all these characters. This is actually making this one difficult. From Kaguya, like, I loved Ai. Considering how hard of a time all of these are to choose between, I'm just gonna have to go with my heart and pick the waifu Yor, because Yor is my waifu of the year. I will be that trash. That is my waifu.
No, I don't blame you for it. Like, Yora is awesome, and I'm kind of glad you're picking Yora because I think I'm gonna go with Anya because I felt like I couldn't really wrap my head completely around Anya's personality when I read the manga. But with Studio and Cloverworks, I mean, they really did such a good job animating her, directing her, and honestly, the anime made me appreciate and love Anya even more.
I just love a waifu that can make me fear for my life.
This next category is new. Must protect at all costs character. I'm trying before I click on it, I'm trying to think of ones off of
Boji's gonna have to be on here.
yeah, Boji probably. Anya probably. Alright, let's
Yeah.
click it. Let's see. Ooh. Okay.
The
Oh,
first
look
two.
at that. We know. I swear we didn't look at this before. We just know.
Last year, I would have put Boji. Season 1, like, his building arc and everything. Now, Boji is actually kind of coming to his own right as being, like, kind of powerful. So, I mean,
He doesn't need
I don't
it.
really feel like, I don't really feel like he needs it.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't need it, and I feel the same way about Anya because Anya, she gets into all these situations, but she always like gets her way out of them too. Maureen Kitagawa seems like a odd choice for some reason.
The show it's very slice of lifey, so I think
Right.
that one's just like an emotional attachment.
She can stand up for herself in a way. I'm honestly gonna probably give it to Shoko Komi because Komi can't communicate. I mean, it's just like I do feel like must protect this character at all costs, like her social anxiety. Normally I wouldn't vote for Comey, but I feel like out of these,
Think I'm going to as well because honestly, looking through these, when I like see Comey on here, I just see shaking, like trying to talk to someone, and like that is my first instinct. It's just like,
yeah, Shoko Comey makes the most sense if you really dive deep into it.
yeah.
Here we go. We're getting into best genre stuff. This should be good. Best action. I think this is going to be the one that we're going to kind of like mentally check out of because I think we know what's coming with these.
Yep.
No surprises here.
I want to say like it'll probably go to Demon Slayer or Attack on Titan, but honestly, I could see any of these having a chance.
I'm not even gonna have to explain my choice. I'm going with Licorice Recoil. It has way more action than I initially thought it was gonna have when I watched it.
I think I'm going to too.
I think if we're talking about popularity here, which like we have to be honest with ourselves, a lot of this is based on popularity. A lot of people are gonna pick the show they watched that's most popular or whatever. And I think Licorice Recoil stands the least chance against all these big hitters. Best comedy. This is where we shine.
Because we're both jokes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I suppose you could say that.
While all these shows have like comedy and stuff in them, out of all of these, the only one I'd say that like focuses purely on just ridiculousness, and well, I haven't seen Kotaro, but Uncle from Another World, I'm going with it.
Yeah, I wish I would have seen it. I'm gonna just go with I'll take one for both of us. I will vote for your boy Kong Ming because that's how I feel about Kong Ming. It's supposed to be ridiculous, even at its premise. So you know what you're gonna get. It is really funny. Also has really touching moments too, but balances out the comedy and the touching moments really well. If your boy Kong Ming wasn't on here, it'd be a hard choice between Kaguya and Spy Family, but I'd probably ultimately go for Spy Family because Kaguya has been on here for a few years. So to be fair to Spy Family, which is newer. All right, best drama. Oh, this is another one that we love.
Oh, I feel like there's a show I really want to be on here, and I'm hoping it is.
All right, I clicked on it.
We'll see
What
here in a
show
minute.
do you want it to be on here?
I really want 86 to be on here because like I love it, and it's like war drama, and like the first season was so good. I'm pretty sure I voted for it last year, but
I think we
like
did,
I really
yeah.
want it to still be on here.
All right, click on it.
Yes.
It's the first one. I had already clicked on it. I was so happy when you said 86. It's gonna be up here.
Outside of like Gundam and a few of like the mech series like Full Metal Panic, like you don't see tons of really good
War
representations of mech anime. They're doing new things.
I'll tell you what, I'll vote for it too, because even though I haven't finished all of part 2, based on what I've seen of part 1, as far as drama, I think it does outdo all of these. Like I'm surprised they put Cyberpunk in the drama category. I kind of get it, but
Like
Attack
I
on
do
Titan
see the
too.
points of Cyberpunk because like it does go into a lot of like social issues and over upgrading and stuff like that. It brings in emotional aspects, and honestly, Attack on Titan is kind of a weird one for me here. But
You
like,
think this would be
I
pure
see there's
action
drama
kind of
in it too, but
right? Best fantasy. Let's
I
take
like
a look. There's
fantasy.
definitely gonna be some isekai in here. I'm interested. Oh, okay. We have some different things thrown in here for once. Thank goodness. I immediately think I'm gonna give it to Mushoku Tensei because it is an isekai, and I feel like, not to be a broken record or anything, but I do get sick of some isekai. But Mushoku Tensei kind of, how do I explain it? Like it revived.
It's kind of revitalized, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of revived my love for isekai as a genre and maybe even fantasy as a genre. And Studio Bind, like we talked about this last year, it was like one of the first things they've ever done, and they've done such a good job on it. So I'm gonna give it to Mushoku Tensei easily.
I'm between that and Overlord personally because like I
I've
love
still never
both of
seen
these series.
Overlord. Oh, I'm so.
I love a waifu that can make me fear for my life, and Albedo is one of my favorites. Both of these series did just so good. Like they have so many aspects. I love the source for Overlord, the light novels, and I've read Jobless Reincarnation, the manga, for a while. These are both very near and dear to me, so like I am going into this one with a bias, but I'm going to give it to Overlord.
Yeah, as far as fantasy goes, these are fair picks. Case Study Vanitas, I hear really good things about. We love Rank of Kings, Made in Abyss. No, we've already said our part about that. Are you ready to like scream, cry, and throw up for best romance? Now, to be fair, I don't remember tons of big romance hitters. There is one that I'm thinking of in my brain. Like obviously Dress Up Darling's probably going to be on here. Oh. No way! Love After World Domination. That show is so stupid.
It's so ridiculous, but it's fun.
It's so dumb. I forgot about that. And I forgot about Shikimori as well, but I watched all of Shikimori and it was just like average at best. It wasn't that great. I
So
would
I've
watch
got to
a
be
second
honest
season.
with you about something.
Mm-hmm.
I have started Shikimori 4 times, and I have not made it past episode 2.
It's a little bit boring, which is a shame because apparently the manga's pretty good and the manga is like really popular in Japan.
I love the
It's
animation
hard to get
too.
through. Yeah, and the character design is good too. Like Shikimori looks so cool, but yeah, it was hard for me to get through as well, 12 or 13 episodes. So I'm not going to give the Shikimori. I would watch a second season of it. I'm just going to go with My Dress Up Darling cuz I love the dynamic between the couple. I feel like romance was like that romance must have been a little bit slow this year when they're going to put love after world domination and Shikimori on here. As ridiculous as they were. Like, we didn't have any, like, Sing Yesterday or Yesterday O Utate. Remember that from a few years ago? Like, that was a strong
Yeah.
one. We don't have any, like, super heavy hitters like that. Like, when I think of My Dress Up Darling, like, it is cute from a romance, but I don't even watch it for the romance. I watch it for, like, the cosplay aspects of it. So it was a little bit of a slow year for romance, I guess.
Kagi, of course, stands out because, like,
Mhm.
that is literally a show about
Love is
trying
War.
to make someone fall in love with them.
Yeah.
The main reason I'm not going with Dress Up Darling is the romance is a very slow build in it. It's not your regular romance, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna give it to Call of the Night just because
Oh,
I
yeah.
like the concept of you have like this person who's wanting to become a vampire. He doesn't understand the concept of love, so he's
Mhm.
like, hey, I want to try to fall in love with you so I can be a vampire.
Like, their dynamic is so interesting.
I'm gonna go with Call of the Night.
I feel like we didn't get a lot of these more mature romances either. Like these are all freaking school. Well, not Love After World Domination, but like a lot of these are just like
Yeah.
regular like school. Well, I'm not calling it either, but a lot of these are school romances, which I could take
They're
or
not
leave.
really like the pure romance that we're normally used to. Like there's
Yeah,
normally just a couple in there
or
every
like
year.
and like college romance shows like Golden Time is a big one for me, and wasn't really a lot of these like the office worker kind of dynamic kind of thing too. There wasn't any of those on here.
Love is Hard for Otaku, or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Recovery of an MMO Junkie, or actually one that just came out this season, Ice Guy and his cool female colleague. Like I
Yeah,
started that and it's been really good so far.
not a lot of those last year. You ready to move on to the best voice actor performances? If you click on the picture, it'll have the characters pop up. So we have like Atsumi Tanizaki, who did Anya, Chika Anzai, who did Chika. Or wait, who did Chisato. All right, I'm glad that they have the pictures here so you can kind of see. You know what? This easily, with like, even though Licorice Recoil is on here, nah, it's going to Anya. Like, the Anya voice actor has done just, she has breathed life into this character. And if she ever takes this voice and puts it in another character, it's not that character. It is Anya.
For me, it's honestly between Anya and Jolene from JoJo. I've not seen JoJo, but I've actually seen clips and like heard Jolene's voice.
Hmm.
It's a toss between those, but I'm going to agree with you. I'm going with Anya because like
Yeah.
she really does have like a certain thing that just makes the family dynamic.
Like this is Anya. And, her voice, I don't hear in any other character. Like, it's not generic by any means.
I'm going to agree.
All right, well, you want to move on to English? Best English
Okay,
artist?
before I click on it, I'm going to say I really, really hope that the vampire from Call of the Night is on here, and I will explain in a moment if they are or if they're not. But
Okay.
let's go ahead and go for it.
All right, I hope Rebecca's on here from Cyberpunk, because I don't watch a lot of anime in English, but I did watch Cyberpunk, so here we go. Okay. No, what? You're gonna put David's voice actor in here, but you're not gonna put Rebecca's? Oh my god. Call of the Night's not on here.
Yeah.
All right,
Like,
what's your spiel on that?
when we first started watching Call of the Night, I was over at a friend's place, and we just were looking for something to binge, and we started it. And the first instinct was we were watching it in English, and the voice acting in the English is literally ASMR. It is just, it's nice. It is good voice acting for like what it is, and I was just like, I'm actually really enjoying this, and I don't watch a lot of like English anime, to be honest.
Right. I'm gonna have to give it a watch in English, I think. I do love ProZD. He's like, this YouTuber gone voice actor or whatever, and he does a really good job. But the voices that I know him for, I have not heard him as Kage. I didn't watch. Man, the only one of these I watched in English was Cyberpunk, but I don't want to give it to him, so I'm probably just not gonna vote.
I'm gonna be basic, to be honest, and I'm going with the waifu again. Gotta go with Yor.
With your, I haven't seen any clip. Actually, I have seen a few clips in English, but I don't feel comfortable voting if I don't 100% know. So I think I'm just gonna skip out on this category.
So you're ending on a no-go.
And he did a great job. Like this, Zach did a really good job on David, but I just like Rebecca. Are you kidding me? Rebecca was the best. Yeah. Any lasting thoughts? I mean, I just hope Licorice Recoil gets some. So I am sad to see that Occupant Maid War didn't get anything on here, but I don't know.
I hope that if nothing else is taken from this whole video, that people will give Kong Ming a chance. One that I felt was really underrated that could have went best drama, Love of Kill. Another one that I enjoyed was I'm the Villainous, so I'm taming the final boss. It was a very fun, goofy kind of romance that I would have probably actually voted for in the romance category.
I'm looking at my list and I'm literally about to throw up. You want to know why? Because Bocchi the Rock didn't get nominated for anything. Oh, this is some BS. It didn't even cross my mind. Bocchi the Rock. You know how big that's been?
Yeah, like I'm a
kidding
little
me?
surprised by that too.
Bocchi the Rock. It's literally like probably the biggest moe show we've had since K-On! And it's not even gonna go on. This is a thing with Crunchyroll Anime Awards every year, and like I didn't want to rant because I thought genuinely it was like okay, but then I totally forgot that like Bocchi the Rock is not even on here. It's like these moe shows never get their chance, and it's so heartbreaking. Like Bocchi the Rock is done so well. I am shocked. Like, how did Bocchi not get a category for like must protect at all costs? Like, you're kidding.
That or even like one of the music categories, because it's another music series, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and honestly, like the band that's in Bocchi the Rock has a whole album like that you can like listen to on Spotify. Man,
Honestly,
I can't believe it didn't cross my mind.
list too, there's quite a few on here that like I'm surprised got like almost no real mention. Like there's additional seasons of Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, Devil's a Part-Timer Season 2,
Oh my god.
Eminence in Shadow, Mob Psycho like Season 3, and the new Gundam. Like I've been hearing good things about it, but
Wow.
like none of these have really gotten much
Wow.
steam, seems like.
Yeah, I didn't even think about Witch from Mercury. Like maybe it's because it's not done like the second season is not done airing. I don't really know their thought process. Like but Bocchi the Rock, it aired its full first season, so I don't know why they wouldn't put that on here. Hakozume was one that I really enjoyed. That was like the female cop show, like the Koban cop show. That was really good. Shield Hero season 2 aired this year, and I personally, despite what most people thought, I thought Shield Hero season 2 was actually really good. Ahaden-san was also in my top 10 list. That didn't get anything, but at the end of the day, I'm shocked, almost mortified that Bocchi the Rock did not get one thing.
Looking through like this last year, there's only really one other series that like I want to kind of mention. I make a note, try not to go super big on like continuations and stuff, but this year, of course, they actually had a category for that. Golden Kamui season
Golden
4
Kamui.
came out,
Yeah.
and like
It
I
never
love
gets
the
on
show.
here. Same.
Exactly, and like it's
It
so
never
fun.
gets on here. So many categories had Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer, and it's like maybe take one or two out and give one other anime like give Bocchi a chance, give Golden Kamui a chance. Like we talk about this every year, it never changes. I'm tired of seeing Attack on Titan on here and Demon Slayer. Like I'm not trashing them. They're legitimately good series. Millions of people love them for a reason. But it would be nice to give these other series a chance too. The finals is going to be in Tokyo, the final show, like that's going to show off who won. And if it's not invite only, I'm thinking about going since Tokyo is pretty close to me. But I mean, I'm going to be so sad if I sit here and it's going to be Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer winning everything, to be honest. And at the end of this, I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. And then the moment I realized that Bocchi, I knew something in my heart was missing. I was like, something is missing. And then, man, Bocchi not getting anything, it just kind of, whew. I don't know. Maybe it's because it aired in the fall and it was a little bit later than all of these, but I don't know. Well,
like I said, like honestly, I'm legitimately kind of surprised Love of Kill didn't get in the drama category, because like now that I'm thinking about it, like it was a really good like drama series.
Any closing thoughts, Graves?
Everyone's taste is probably objectively flawed when it comes to waifus, but Yor and Albedo are fantastic because they scare the shit out of me.
And with that, all I have to say is Bocchi the Rock got gypped and deserved better. That's it from us, guys. Take care. See you in...
Later, everybody.
Yeah, see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, Bochi, are you kidding me?